Hello everyone. Uh, I get that there's some issues in the classes because I'm dealing with some it's like emergency in the last class. That I've given you guys some tasks, but there's some emergency. That's why I have to leave the class. Today, I'm giving you the recorded format video of today's class. Wednesday. Okay. So first is what you can continue is OAP API. And one thing you guys don't need to complete about the classes and only thing problem. I'll be completing the syllabus in time, and if not possible, I'll extend the time. Okay, but I'll give you everything possible to learn web. Okay, so Web API's introduction. A Web API is a developer team. It can extend the functionality of a browser. It can greatly simplify complex functions, and it can provide easy syntax to complete code. So, what is Web API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. Application Programming Interface. Okay, so Web API stands for Application Programming Interface. Got that? So, just a minute. Yes. Okay, so what is Web API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. The web is application programming interface for the web. A browser API can extend the functionality of web browser. A server API can extend the functionality of web server. So, what is the browser server? Browser API? It extends the functionality of a web browser. Okay, and the server side API extend the functionality of web server. It is for web browser, it is for web server. I believe you guys know the server and browser server is a backend part. Where you give requests 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. We're calling the 100, 200, 300, 400. That is HTTP hash method. HTTP method. If you guys are not familiar with it, I'll maybe take a class. This is mostly a backend part. As you're dealing with APIs, we need to learn that much backend. Okay, so that is up to date. Next is browser API. Browser APIs. All browsers have a set built-in web APIs to support complex operation and to help accessing data. Okay, so the geolocation API can return the coordinates where browser is located. It is an example of geolocation API. The geolocation API. It gives the actual location of your presence of or whatever you want. Okay, so Google Maps use that. Google Maps have their own API. So these APIs are used to make us easy to code. We just call the API and get the data. So how you call? Get the latitude and longitude for the user position. Const my element document.get element by I demo. Function get location if navigator.get location, navigation.get location, get current position, show position. Else inner my element.inner HTML geolocation is not supported by the user. This is the condition, and if is any error happens, so else condition will get fixed. So geolocation is not supported by this browser. Okay. Function. So position. My element at inner HTML latitude plus position plus chords, position dot chords dot latitude plus position dot chords and longitude. So that's how we get the longitude and longitude of the position. So let's see. Try it yourself. You can say, yeah, I'll now get my coordinates. But I'm not getting it. Okay, it's loading. Ah, maybe it takes some time. Okay, you can see there's a pop-up www.wfreeschools.com. wants you to know your location. I'm just allowing it. So now when I try it, it gives latitude 22 degree and longitude 88 degree. This is my current position. Okay, got it? There is a code. You can see the code is here. Const the document got element by ID, demo, const get function get location, navigator dot geolocation dot get current position, show position, and catch x dot HTML error. Function show position, latitude that one, and longitude this one. Okay, and when you click it, you get a latitude this and longitude this. Okay, so if I run it again, let's see. This is the supposition function, and this is the longitude. And how you are calling it is this is a button on the geolocation, get location. Okay, you're calling the get location API. So you can say try it, the same thing. Okay, this is my position. Third party APIs. You can say third party APIs. The third party APIs are not built into your browser. To use this APIs, you will have to download a code from the web. Like YouTube API allows you to display videos on a website. Twitter API allows you to display tweets on a website. Facebook API allows you to display Facebook info on a website. This is for YouTube, this is for Twitter, this is for Facebook. Okay. You can see many edtech platforms are giving you videos, and here you can see a logo, it is called YouTube. And this video is running on their browser, on their website. Then you can see there's a YouTube written here. So that means they are using YouTube API. Okay. This is the browser. Here you can see YouTube written. So this is YouTube. API. Okay. So this is clear. Web Forms API. Let's get what is this. So constant validation DOM methods. Property check validity. Returns true if an input element contains valid data. Set custom validity says the valid message property of an input element. Okay. The check validity method. They are calling function my function const in object document dot get element by id1 in object dot check validity document dot get element by demo dot inner html in object dot validation message. Okay, so it will get a validated message. Let's say this. Enter a number on click is okay. Okay, I'm giving a number called 6, maybe 9. Okay, now okay, valid value must be greater than or equal to 100. You can say 100 or 3000 input is a lower and higher value. So I'm giving a value, let's say 200 10. So okay, input okay. Okay. So let's see the code. You can say here JavaScript validation, enter number and click OK. ID1, this is an input ID. Type number, min 100, max 300. This is the min value, this is the max value required. Button on click my function, okay. If the number is less than 100 or greater than 300, error that should be generated. That is a line of character tag. Now is the ID is equal to demo. That ID was ID1. Okay, now we are creating another ID at p tag, this ID dim. So the script is saying function my function cause in object document not get element by ID1 ID1 and if in object dot check validity document dot if it is not present, let's say document dot get element ID not input object dot validate mass validation message is that is not present. Okay, this is the validation message. And document dot element by hello, হ্যাঁ বল আসছি wait আমি ইনভাইট করে ডাকতে পারি একটা কাজ করছি ওয়েট কর আমি জাস্ট আপলোড হয়ে গেলে চলে যাচ্ছি আমি কাজের মধ্যে না দাঁড়া আসছি ওকে সো ইনপুট ওকে ডান and you can say this is number if number is 100 or greater than the input okay will be here because the number is present between 100 or 300. Okay, so this is the thing I hope you understand. Okay, constant validation of properties validity that means contains boolean properties related to the validity of an input element. Validation manager contains the message browser will display when the validity is false. Will validate indicates if an input element will be validated. Okay, custom error set to true if custom validity is message set. Pattern mismatch set to true if an element value does not match its pattern attribute. Range overflow set to true if an value is greater than its max attribute. Range underflow set to true if an element's under value is less than its mean attribute. State mismatch set to true if an element value is invalid per its step attribute. Too long set to true if an element's value exceeds its maximal attribute. Type mismatch set to true if an value is invalid per its type attribute. For its type attribute set to true if an element with required attribute has no value. Valid set to true if an element value is valid. Okay, so that is all the things. This is a range overflow property. You can say here range overflow property. Document dot get element ID dot validate range overflow valid too large. Input okay. Document dot get element ID dot inner testable text. Enter number and click on. So if I enter a number called 5 and let's say if the input is greater than 100, the input max attribute or an error will be displayed. Input okay because the value is less than 100. If it's greater than 100, then it will display value too large. Okay. So next is that is one clear, I believe. If I just enter 350, this will be value too large. Okay. So this is one. If the now input field is less than 100, display a message. This is a mean attribute. That is a maximum attribute. This is a mean attribute. A value okay. If it's greater than less than 100, the value too small. Okay. This will display value too small. Let's see. Okay. So if I just give value 30, so it will say value too small. If I just give value 340, 350, 320, 320 valid input okay. Okay, that is clear. If I just run it again, if I just give 310, the value will be input okay. Okay, I believe that is clear. So this is up to this class. Next class I will continue more. Okay.